looky what we have here, YouTube. That'll do for a replacement. Ooh. Shout out to Greg for providing the chair. He bought it off of Amazon, sent it to me, and I put it together and then customized it. After much frustrating and cussing and calling it pretty much every name in the book, and that's the thing about directions and then things you assemble, they're not very specific. You just insert A into B, and you know, you kind of have to go by the pictures and shit. Otherwise you're going to be sitting there for a lot longer going, nah, but that old chair was on its last leg, and I'm like, nah, you was going and gone. Yeah. It makes the apartment look a lot more professional, and it's not as miserable looking out. Nah, I done spray painted it, and I got both windows open, and that cold air is drying it real quickly. By the time I sat in it, it was dry enough it wasn't gonna come off, but it was ever so slightly sticky, but not too sticky. So it was dry enough I could sit in it by the time I sat in it, and there you go. This will make doing tubes much easier. And the last chair was pretty sad looking. It was like, oh. But it was nice when it was working, but then when it started breaking and falling apart, I'm like, God damn it. That's quite alright, though. I was going to record a video of it for YouTube, but I ended up recording it for Facebook instead, and the video is public on my Facebook. So you can see where people are stealing my videos. But because I record on both platforms, it's kind of hard to flag somebody for stealing a video from your Facebook when the video is put onto a separate YouTube account that you don't manage. So really I take it as the ultimate form of flattery. And people be like trying to troll me and shit, and I'm just like, whatever. Fuck them. Oh, they treat me like I'm stupid. Fuck them. Even though it took me a little bit longer to assemble this goddamn chair, I got it assembled. And there was a moment where I had these arms flipped inside out. They were both on the right side, but they were flipped inside out. So once I flipped them around, I'm like, okay, there we go. The hardest part about getting this chair put together was the final couple of steps. Case in point, okay, you can see it's kind of coming off a little bit onto the skin, but not ridiculously. And yeah, the paint's a little sticky, but it's not so sticky that it's coming off completely. It's dry enough to an extent where, you know, it's better than freaking nothing, dude. It's a lot more comfortable than the broken chair, and it adds some atmosphere. And some people might be like, oh well, the paint job on your chair looks like shit. That's your opinion. I had a fan who was gracious enough to do that kind of thing, because that's what's up. So, shout out to Greg. And on the Facebook Live video, I ended up trying to record a YouTube video, but ended up canceling it because I realized I'd put the arms on backwards, inside out. They were on the right side, but they're as far as left to right. But they, you know what I'm saying? Flip them around like that. And that's where they confuse you on the last couple of steps. But other than that, this chair was super easy to assemble. They include everything with the kit, as you would call it. And if you follow it step by step, and if you have a little bit of difficulty, try to copy the picture. And then look at the picture of it online, if that helps. Sometimes you gotta make the best of a shitty situation. That broken chair was, in fact, a shitty situation. Now, something I wonder. I worked on putting on some new, fresh merch on the store I'll be doing. Fuck yeah, it got approved. That's what's up. Nice. Damn, that merchandise look good. Fuck yeah. Cool. This is a sign in. Why not add some bloody pants to it? Yes. Gotta keep that merchandise fresh. All about the entrepreneur status. I'm gonna make a black hoodie. That'd be sick. I'll do that right there, yeah. And add text. Asking me if I need live support. No, but thank you for the offer. Make a sweatshirt and some sweatpants. Yeah. Let's see. Sweet. The back of it. And see what they got for do like a sick ass skull for it. Do one that's different from all the others, you know. Literally half the batch sold quick as shite. That's most definitely what's up. Save design. This will be the Wings of Darkness sweatshirt. Hell's fucking yeah, I made some coolness right here. Gotta make that hustle, man. Now I got an awesome unisex hoodie that you can order. Nice. That's annoying. Nah, I've been experienced in making kick-ass designs and shit like that, because Customized Girl is very similar to Teespring, so I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, let's get some. There's some things you can do with Teespring that you can't do with Customized Girl and vice versa, so it's good to have merchandise in different locations, you know. You know, This is the argument I hate to make on social media, but I have to make it. You know, you never hear women saying they only, you know what I'm saying? Like, you never hear society saying that women only see men as sex objects. It's always the man's fault. Now, how is that fair? Are all men pigs? No. Some of them, yes. Not all of them. Like, I hate to be like that, YouTube, but it's always the man's fault to some degree. Is it man shaming? Oh, did I just start something new on social media? Hashtag man shaming. Witty observation. But it's like, okay, if a man checks out a woman, she could be like, "You're such a sleaze. Quit looking at me, you oppressive pig." But flip the fucking script. You know what I'm saying? Men aren't allowed to complain when women they don't find attractive check them out. But whether not the circumstance is, you know what I'm saying? So women do have a lot more, rights and what have you. And double standards are a bitch, man. Like, to sit there and say that, oh, he just sees women as sex objects. Fuck that shit, dude. So women can watch porn and no one says a fucking thing like, oh, well, she's just, that's just her thing. You know. But if a man watches porn, he's a disgusting pig. Now, if a woman says, well, I don't like fat, hairy dudes, you're going to hear a man somewhere say, well, how dare you? You know what I'm saying? But as soon as a man says, you know what I'm saying? And, you know what I'm saying? Like, everyone has standards, dude. And it's kind of unfair to sit there and bitch and complain because, one sex has it better than the other sex. No, both sexes get an equal amount of crap the way I see it. Like, okay, so men get called a sleaze for checking out women, but women don't have equal pay. What the fuck is that shit? You know? Ooh, his pipe thoughts just went political. Damn. Let's get one thing straight, YouTube and Facebook and social media. Life is expensive. Ain't nothing in life free. That's the honest truth of it. The only thing free anymore is bitching and complaining and breathing until they figure out how to tax that. Save design. And it's like, if life is expensive and when you have a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship, it is a team effort. So I don't see why some men get insecure with the idea of a woman making more money. You know, it's stupid, dude. It really is. Like, is their masculinity so challenged? Now here's the thing of it. Some women are quick to call men pigs and sleazes. I didn't say all, I said some. And they could be just sitting on the bus not blocking the aisle, like this. Are you manspreading, you oppressive pig? Excuse me, but I'm not blocking the aisle, so are you so insecure with your feminine, whatever, what have you, that me just relaxing in a seat, not blocking the aisle, and not bothering anybody bothers you somehow? Really, you can choose to react to how you react, you know, like when I was putting the chair together earlier, ooh, I had a choice. I could say, you know, I could get pissed off, or I could just cuss at it and be done with it. Now, all you can do is try your best in life to succeed, you know? You can't spend your life being jealous because someone has something you don't have. The time you spend hating on somebody because they have something you don't have, that's time you could be spending getting the thing you want that makes you jealous of that other person. I preach equal rights for both sexes. Because I'm sitting here thinking to myself, well, if you only preach for one side, you either get called a typical male or an ass kiss. So sometimes arguing with women just doesn't work. You know, it really doesn't. Like, if you stick for their side, not your own side, you get called an ass kiss. But then if you only stick up for your side, not their side, you get called a sexist male. So you gotta find common ground. That's all I'm getting at. And finding common ground is a lot easier than jumping the gun on all these situations, you know? I mean, life doesn't have to be that complicated. Yeah, I feel like some people make it more complicated than they need to make it. Well, none of the paint came off the back of the chair. A couple strips might have come off where I'm sitting, but I'm alright with that. I'm sitting here like you gotta be flipping, jipping, jibbity, flipping. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. We live in a competitive society where society puts too much pressure on parents and parents put too much pressure on their kids. And when that happens, these kids are now competing with other kids to achieve and get better grades, which is a good thing, you know, but when it's too competitive, you know, well, my car is better than your car. And your point. Now, if you think I'm full of Asperger's, what happens when someone's kid starts acting up in the grocery store, throwing a huge fit? A lot of people try to ignore it, but there's going to be some motherfuckers who are going to stop and stare like, get yourselves a bag of popcorn, it's going to be a show. And as soon as you react to their rudeness, they call you rude. And it's like, excuse the fuck out of you. And it's like, well, if you didn't like the person being rude to you, then why were you being rude to them? I mean, I am just flabbergasted that it took this long for breastfeeding to become legal in all 50 states. Because personally, I tend to have a bit more compassion and understanding than most people. Sometimes a mother forgets to pre-pop a couple bottles, so she has to go into a bathroom or a locked car safely to breastfeed, and she covers up with the blanket and no one gives a shit. It should not have been illegal in the first place. Because personally, if I'm at a restaurant or at a grocery store and some kid's crying their eyes out, I would much rather, if they're hungry, they just take care of it. I don't give a shit how they do it. You gotta breastfeed them, who gives a fuck? You know, it's natural. But the problem with that is the female form has been completely sexualized by our society. Thus, we come full circle back to what I said earlier, how if a man checks out a woman, he's a pig. Right. I imagine if it was the other way around. And all of a sudden, you'd be going, whoa, dude. Much like figuring out how to put a chair together, double standards at times can be unfair and frustrating. Anyways, this is King Cobra JFS back at you with another Pipe Thoughts. I'll catch you cool bastards on the flip side.